Hello and welcome. My name is Jenny. You have found yourself at my little space in the YouTube universe, Gold Spun Fiber. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And if this is your first time stumbling across me, enjoy the descent. So, grab yourself a beverage, perhaps some knitting, cozy up, and I'll keep you company for a bit while you enjoy your craft. And so first of all, oh my goodness, what a wild ride. Everyone in my household has been sick and my voice probably sounds a little rough. So I'll hang out with you as long as my voice holds out today. We managed to acquire for ourselves a mighty rough case of COVID and it spread through the whole house. So that's what we've been doing. We've been drawing straws over who's going to go, refill our water glasses. And so I didn't get a load of knitting done this past 2-week period. But, I'm on the mend, and for now, that's what counts. And so excuse my froggy voice, throat clearing, sniffles, and what have you. Hopefully it doesn't sound too rough. I did, however, manage to finish this lovely tank top that I've been working on. And so I have here today the Hawthorn Tank by Caitlin Hunter, and it's in Berroco. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's in Mirasol Inka in Topaz. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She's just gorgeous. And I could not be happier. I absolutely love it. It feels divine. It has the drape, just a little bit of shine, the beautiful, if you can see this gorgeous lace detail that goes down the front. Absolutely gorgeous. Everything I was looking for. We have little I-cord straps. And this tank top, I knew it when I chose it. I chose this particular tank top because it is shaped so similarly to my favorite tank top that I wear all through the whole summer. It is, and I knew before I chose the pattern we were going to have, the large armholes, that sort of stuff going on. And again, my favorite tank top does too. I am wearing something under it for recording today. However, under normal circumstances, around the house when I'm doing things, I wouldn't. I'm not too concerned about the fact that I wear underwear that are, and it's visible. I mean, we all wear underwear. I just don't feel like that's such a big secret thing. Not too concerned with that. So the side of the bra would show if I weren't wearing something under it. And I mentioned before, I'm still kind of new with garment knitting. So along with that, I do have a really short torso. I'm a very, very, very short girl. I'm only 5 feet tall. So I have a very short torso, and a modification I'm going to need to learn a little bit more about is, because I'm finding this true in other, sweaters and other garments as well. I need to learn to modify how to get those armholes in a more appropriate place. Maybe I split for the sleeves sooner. It's something I have to look into for myself. But in this particular instance, in this specific tank top, I knew what I was getting into and I absolutely wanted it exactly that way. I would like to do a version 2 that perhaps would have less openness under the arms here, that where the armholes would be more appropriately placed for going out in public or perhaps being on the internet, right? So so that's something for me to look into as far as learning how to make different modifications for myself. Elsewise, I knit the tank top 2 pattern. I think I've made very few modifications to how the pattern was written. This lace panel is supposed to also be on the back. and I did not do one on the back. My back is just solid stockinette. And the other modification that I made is I did a little split hem. If you can see that. I did do a split hem for myself. Oh, and look at that. You're getting a peek of a me-made skirt. I made this big flouncy, flowing feral skirt specifically for going to contra dances, because when I spin it really floofs out and it's lovely. And so, sorry, squeaky chair. But I absolutely love my finished Hawthorn Tank. Couldn't be happier, and absolutely will knit again. Like, I'm already thinking about what yarn I'm going to use to cast this on my needles again. And so that's my only finished object for this 2-week period. I'll show you some other things that I've finished in the past. Some pretty cool stuff. So I have, these are the Cotta fingerless gloves. And that's the name of them. They're by Maria, and I cannot pronounce this last name. Sheherazade. And so they're called fingerless gloves, but they're completely open like a mitt. And so I would say they're fingerless mitts. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll put this on and show you how they look on. These are just the sweetest little gloves. And they're a little fuzzy. I knit them with, I think there's some fuzz in the yarn that they're knit in, and I'll talk more about that. Look at the little crisscross detail. Oh my goodness. Is that not adorable? These are absolutely gorgeous. And these are knit in Berroco Tiramisu, and that's Panna Cotta is the colorway. And you can see that it's actually, and they come this way, it's 2 strands held together. So we have a yarn and a mohair that are just skein together. And it's a variegated colorway. Oh my goodness, absolutely gorgeous. Of course, I had the best time knitting this. It's so fun picking up and doing these gorgeous little crisscrosses, and of course the effect that brings is just delightful. So wore the heck out of these all through this past winter. Yeah, really enjoy these. Highly recommend. So let's see. I think, oh, and I'll have to go find the pattern, and I'll throw that in the show notes because I cannot remember the pattern for this. This is not finished. 2 years, I think. 2 years ago I started this. So what it's going to be, first of all, this is crochet, not knit. And it's going to be an absolutely adorable, precious little sheep when it's done. And you can see here, look at that little tail. Oh my goodness, adorable. The little face, it has a little snout, and it's actually, its head is turned kind of sideways. And then the little legs right now, because it isn't stuffed yet, the legs are trying to fold up into it. But you can see we've got these gorgeous bobble stitches that make up the fleece. And then little legs that are yet, again, they're not stuffed yet, so they're just trying to fold up inside. So what I have yet to finish on this project. So I need to stuff it clearly and crochet one more leg. It's missing one leg and the top of its head. I think it has a cute little fleece patch of hair that goes on top of its head, and maybe ears. I can't remember. So close to done. And I'll tell you what gets me every time with anytime I'm making these cool little things that get stuffed. I don't like stuffing things. So I'll get so far and then I'm like, oh, now I gotta go grab the stuffing and stuff it and seam it up. And that's why it's sat for 2 years. I made it this far and have yet to follow through with those finishing steps. Just because I didn't want to take the time to stuff it. But now I'm telling you about it. And so there's a little bit of accountability involved. Like, I need to get this finished. This thing is going to be absolutely adorable. So when it comes to crochet, I am absolutely a project crocheter. I do not get the satisfaction from the motion of crochet that I do from the physical motion of knitting. So I just tend not to do it as much. And what it takes, I will see a project that I absolutely adore and cannot live without. And then I'm like, yeah, pick up those hooks and let's get going on that. So in this yarn, it's just some kind of cheap acrylic that's probably 10, 15 years old. So I don't have labels to tell you what it was. It's old acrylic that was in my stash, and that's what I really go to for knitting up, or I'm sorry, crocheting any kind of little stuffies. I'll usually use some kind of acrylic for those items. The other thing that I have to show you today, in the way of crochet, this is going, and again, I got to the juncture where it's time to do some stuffing and sat it aside and picked up my knitting. Just don't enjoy stuffing things. This is the beginnings of a sunflower. This will go around one of my precious little doggies' heads. And then I knit up sunflower leaves, petals, leaves, petals. And they get attached in 2 layers all around this part, which is the part that will sit on Puppy Dog's little face. And I get to have gorgeous little Puppy Dog sunflowers for springtime. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to finish that. But I'm not working on it just now. And I'll show you where that pattern comes from. So it's the Sookie and Ivy Crochet Cute Dog Hats book. I saw this in December. It was December of 25. And I was going to add it to my little Christmas wish list, only to realize that it wasn't going to come out yet for many more months. I was totally bummed about that, just the having to wait business, right? Because I wanted to have these done before spring so that I could walk my sweet, cute little dogs about town in their adorable little hats. But here I am. Spring has sprung. My hats are not done. And this is by Jani, Jani, Oja. Absolutely adorable. And there are just so many cute little dog hats in here, and I am a sucker for some cute little dog hats, y'all. Like, yes, my dogs need cute little hats. Of course they do. And Sookie and Ivy are so stinking adorable in these photos. Look at this. Sorry for the glare. Precious, precious. So, lots and lots of dog hats to be crocheting, but gotta get through it. Gotta talk myself into stuffing things. I don't know why. I just don't enjoy that. And I made, as a gift last year, I knitted a gnome. And what I realized when I was working through that is I just don't like projects where I stop and start a bunch. Like, I want those things. I want to have them, but I don't enjoy the process of doing them. I do not like a lot of stopping and starting for any reason, whether it's changing yarns or time to stuff something, time to attach a piece. I just don't like a bunch of stopping and starting. I like to sit down with my project, my needles, and just work until it's done. Apparently, that's just, whatever it is about my personality, that's the way I enjoy fiber art the most. And so, yeah, I don't pick up as many of these cute little things that I want because I don't enjoy the process of making them. I rather enjoy the process, anything bigger, like I've enjoyed doing tops, the tank. I enjoy doing sweaters, the really big shawls, anything like that. I really enjoy doing. I see a lot of people doing blankets, and I would enjoy the process of doing a blanket. And the reason I don't do blankets is I have dogs. They have nails. And same reason I can't really wear my knits at home very much. One of my dogs in particular, he's the smallest, he's the only boy, but he is a Velcro dog. So any time I'm, around him, and I keep looking down because he's right here on my feet. But if I were sitting in a larger chair, he would be on top of me. And I enjoy that. That's one of my favorite things about his personality is that he's got to be physically in contact with me at all times. I adore that about him. But it really is hard on knits or lace. And then for any blankets, any throw blankets I'm going to have out around the house, they need to be something that a dog nail can't catch, because it's their house too. They're allowed on all the furniture. They use all the blankets, and they will come into contact with it. And so I just don't want to make, even though I would dearly love the process of making a big beautiful blanket, I don't want to see it get ruined as soon as it's in use. And that's what would happen. I mean, not ruined, but it would definitely get big long snags in it. I have a top right now that I've been looking forward to showing you, and in fact I already have another one on the needles. I like it so much, and I maybe only got to wear it 3 times before a dog nail caught a strand in a sleeve, and I'm still trying to figure out how to fix that completely. I've managed to just kind of tug on the knitting and get that big catch to come in some, but not completely. And so, bummer, because I'd really like, it's perfect weather for it right now. I'd love to be wearing it. It's kind of an open knit. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a I say shirt. It does have sleeves, but it has big open lace And I think it's maybe the feather and fan, big open lace up the front, and I think I did the back too, although the pattern didn't call for that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, and I love it. But it needs a little bit of help right now. So haven't shown that to you yet because she's not looking her best. Excuse me. So moving on. What else have I brought to show you today? Oh, here she is. So this is Stephen West Knits striped. I'm trying to pronounce it correctly this time. Esjan, Esjan. And that word is actually referring to a volcanic mountain range in Iceland. How cool is that? And so I told you all that I had knit more than one of these, and I had one of them hanging up in the shop as a sample. And this is it. I just love this pattern. Love knitting it. Love wearing it. So beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely love it. And this is in my Prism of the Philosopher colorway. Is the really color changing one that you see there. And we have, oh, let me grab the yarn. I have it near me here. Let me just grab that. I'll be right back. So this is Stormborn. Show you my little Gold Spun. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful colorway. So it's kind of a gray with some dark speckling in there. So that's a lot of fun. My Prism of the Philosopher. Oh, my whole screen's getting darker. There we go. More true to color there. And this is absolutely one of my favorite colorways. I love this. These are a two ply fingering weight, 80% superwash, 20% nylon. This one and the Stormborn. And then the mohair is my lovely little Gray Skies, 72% kid mohair, 28% mulberry silk. And so that's what I knit that up in. And absolutely gorgeous. This is the only two of these that I've knit. So I promise every episode won't have a striped Esjan in it. But clearly I really love knitting up this pattern. I love this shawl. It's dreamy to wear. It's appropriate for the climate here in Kentucky. I get a lot of wear out of it. And so for me, what's not to love there? Really enjoy it. And so what I'm currently working on, I think I may have mentioned, I don't recall, that this is something I wanted to sink my needles into in the not too distant future. And what I'm having to do now is just go to my Ravelry page and have a look and find out what this pattern name is for you. the Murano Squares bandana. And let me get that designer name for you here. By Susan Ashcroft. And I was feeling a little bit wild. I knew, you know, I intentionally chose jewel tones in a lower contrast yarns here, colors. And I'm just having fun with it, which meant right in the middle of a row. Here. Oh, that's the back side. So this is mosaic knitting. And of course the pattern just isn't going to pop as much in these lower contrast colors like I've chosen. But this is what I wanted. And so I'm having a really great time working this up. And it's going to be just a smaller bandana kind of cowl. And maybe I'll get some wear out of that before spring is over. We'll see if I can finish that up quickly and try and get to wear that this season before it gets too warm. It's here in Kentucky, I mean, it's already going to be 83 degrees today. And so on the couple days that I've had where I've finally started feeling a little better, I've just spent time like out in the garden with the dogs. They needed the fresh air. I needed the fresh air. And they, excuse me, absolutely had cabin fever. Everybody in the whole house sick, and we're not taking them anywhere. We're not doing anything fun with them. I usually, even if we have a few days in a row where it's rainy, I'll come up with indoor games to play with them. There have been times where I've taken a lot of different various size cardboard boxes, and I'll put a treat in one of them and stack them all together, and we play Go Find It, and just different things like that. Like, I try to really keep them mentally stimulated if they can't get outdoors and have fun outside. And so I've really hated for them, all of us being sick. And I'm in week 2 of being sick, and while I feel much better, I guess I'm still wearing out real quickly, and I'm still dealing with some congestion. And so, but I'm definitely feeling, well enough that I'm ready to be outdoors having fun. So we've had this gorgeous weather come, and that's what I've done for a couple days in a row now, is just kind of gone out on, out on the back patio and hung out, let the dogs play, taken some toys out, played some games with them, things like that. But we've made sure to get lots of good outdoor time for them and me, and I need that for my mental well-being. I would always rather be outdoors, and so it was much needed. So we've been doing that. I take my spinning wheel or my knitting outside with me, and while I have been spending time on the back patio, I've taken my lovely new little Joy Ashford Joy 2 spinning wheel, and I've been spinning up some goodness. I did manage to, I had a dye day, and I dyed a bunch of roving, specifically to spin on this little Ashford Joy, because I'm getting to know her, and so I want to get a lot of time in with her early on. And this is just one bobbin that I have spun. I didn't bring the others with me, but I have another bobbin of this wool in this colorway that I also spun a single onto, and this is a single as well. And so those 2 bobbins are ready to be plied. I'm going to make a 2-ply, excuse me, and then just keep spinning. I'm going to make a 2-ply with this, with that other bobbin, and then just, I have around 100 grams of a pretty green colorway of roving that I've dyed up, 100 grams of a purple, and 100 grams of a blue. And this was the smallest amount that I had. I think this colorway I had just under 80 grams. And so, yeah, spin up 4 decent sized skeins of yarn on the Joy, and by then I'll be like, yeah, I think that we've begun to get acquainted. I'm having a much easier time spinning on her already. And that's, that's what it is really, right? Time in. And so I'm already, I was fighting. I think initially I felt like she wanted to spin one direction dominantly. And now that I've got some time with her, what I realize, and I don't know how, I can't, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, right? I can't explain this. What I have discovered is it seems to have a correlation with actually where my foot is on the treadle. So when my foot is further up on the treadle, closer to, I think it's called the footman, she kind of does dominantly want to spin one direction. But if I bring my foot back some on the treadle, so, if the treadle's sitting like this, if I bring my foot back some closer to myself, then I have no problem controlling the direction of the spin with the foot pedal. So that's all it was. A little bit of time in, a little bit of getting acquainted. So I'm not really feeling like she's as finicky now. I'm not really fighting anything about spinning on her. It's just really, a law of delight now, which is what I wanted from her. So that's perfect. And I'm certainly enjoying my little 11-pound wheel that's just so easy to grab and carry wherever I want to go. I'm really enjoying that. So getting a little bit of spinning time in the great outdoors, my backyard in town. So, but letting the dogs play and get some fresh air while I do. So I'm really enjoying that. Oh, just a little more cool stuff I just thought of I want to share with you before I go today. So I did, while I was sick, take the time to finally estimated style measure the yardage on a bunch of my hand spun skeins. Oops, which is going to, how that's going to help me, sorry, little ball of yarn. How that's going to help me is I will be more inclined to use my hand spun if I've labeled them so that I know about how much I have of each skein. That's going to help me plan projects so that I'm going to be more inclined to use it. So I did take the time to do that. So this is just it's some super fine merino I've been spinning up, and I have a good bit of it right now spun, but I have a great deal more yet to spin. And what I have in mind for this is the Moreland shawl. What is that designer's name? This is something Tanya Barley, that's her name. I absolutely adore everything about her aesthetic. It is divine. The gorgeous home that she has in Ireland, her greenhouse, her garden. I love watching her spin. She's a pattern designer, and I absolutely love her designs, but I've yet to knit any of them. And so the Moreland shawl really just grabbed me when I saw it. And the pattern calls for an unspun, I think like a Lopi. And I instead decided to try and knit that up in some hand spun. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I think it should turn out okay. Obviously, I think that, right? I won't know until I actually sink my needles into it. But in the meantime, I'm spinning for it. And so I'm going to invest a great deal of time into something I think will work. So you can follow along and see how that turns out. See if I end up with a hot mess. So all of this thus far that I've spun and the wool that I've yet to spin is all in just the solid white. So I think what I'm going to do is get all of the yarn spun first and then choose a color. And I'm thinking something in like not a pastel green, but maybe kind of a dirty green, like a yellowy green color might be nice for me. And so that's what I'll do. I'll spin it all up and then I'll make a color decision and then I'll dye all the yarn. And I definitely want it to be, what I do know is that I want to be tonal. I'm not very attracted to, I can't say not very. So for this particular project, I do not feel like I want a solid. I would prefer like a semi-solid or a tonal. And that is more, I think, what I gravitate towards anyway. So there she be. I'm not going to go through trying to get another skein of this out of here, out of my stash. But I do have a couple skeins spun up so far. And these I was spinning, I think on my matchless shacked. Shacked matchless. My head is scrambled from being so sick. I think you all know what that's like when you've just been really, really sick for a while. And yeah, it just does something to the brains. My brains haven't caught up with the rest of me yet. So anyway, yeah, looking forward to spinning more of that. But for now, I think I'm going to keep just working through the wool that I had dyed up to spin on the Joy, because I'm just having a joyful time getting to know her. So I'm gonna keep at that for a while longer, make a bunch of lovely yarns on the Joy that I have no idea what I'm going to do with, before I go back to spinning this up on my matchless, working towards making that Moreland shawl. And I'll post a picture of the Moreland shawl, somewhere on the screen for you all to kind of have an idea what that looks like. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you all again in roughly 2 weeks. By then, hopefully I sound a whole lot better. And hopefully I've managed to accomplish quite a bit more by the next recording. So thanks to you all for coming along for my crazy ride. And I hope you're having the most delightful day and wonderful crafting. Bye!